Brain Strong Special Edition for Language Learners. I want to speak English. I want to pass the exam. You decide this, but then you touch your smartphone. You forget words from yesterday. You are tired from work. You cannot study. Do you think, I am weak? Do you think, my memory is bad? Let me say this clearly. That is wrong. Your brain is fine. Your brain is normal, but the rules of your brain are old. They are from a long time ago. Today, we explain a scientific way. We will change your brain into a learning machine. Chapter 1. Why do we have no motivation? First, let's talk about motivation. You know you must study, but you cannot move. This is a defense program of your brain. Humans have a long history. For 99.9% of history, we were hungry. In the savannah, food was hard to find. Using energy was dangerous. You could die. So, the brain has a strong rule. Do not use energy if you don't need to. Studying a language? The old brain thinks this is a waste of calories. So, the brain sends a feeling. This is a pain. It tries to keep you on the sofa. How do we stop this power-saving mode? We must trick the brain. We must make it think, this is an emergency. I must move. The switch is simple. Move. Walk. Long ago, humans moved to hunt or explore. They chased animals. They went to new lands. At these times, the brain worked very hard. It analyzed the area, it learned. So, stand up, start walking, make your heart beat faster. The brain thinks, oh, we are moving. This is survival mode. I must use my full power. Then the brain releases chemicals. These are dopamine and noradrenaline. They give you motivation and focus. You do not need willpower. When you have no motivation, put down the book, put on your shoes, go outside, walk fast. This forces your brain into learning mode. Chapter 2. Techniques to focus a distracted brain. Next, let's talk about the problem of focus. You start studying, but soon you lose focus. This is also a result of evolution. In the savannah, focusing too much on one thing was dangerous. A lion might attack you. So people who could react quickly to sounds and changes were the best survivors. Being distracted helped them live. However, for language learning, you need deep focus. Here, dopamine helps you. We mentioned this before. Dopamine is not just for happiness. Actually, it acts like noise canceling. If you have low dopamine in your brain hears everything. It hears car sounds, it sees smartphone notifications, it hears your own thoughts. It picks up all of the noise. But exercise releases the right amount of dopamine. Then the brain highlights only the target signal. It turns down the volume of other noises. Let me tell you about an experiment at the University of Illinois. The researchers studied children with ADHD and healthy children. They made the children walk for 20 minutes. Then the children took a test. The results were amazing. After exercise, they were much better than when they just sat. They did not get confused by trick questions. They chose the correct answers. The researchers checked their brain waves too. They saw that the brain used its energy very well for the task. You only need to walk for 20 minutes. Then your brain enters one-point focus mode. This works immediately. Before you study, exercise for 20 to 30 minutes. Breathe a little hard. If you do this, you get a golden time. For an hour or more, you can focus on your textbook. Distractions will not bother you. The author calls this ADHD gene the explorer's gene. Yes, ADHD is not a disorder. Remember the beginning of this chapter? We talked about reacting quickly to changes. This is a very excellent gene. It helped people survive in the harsh nature. Today, we call it attention deficit or hyperactivity disorder. There is only one reason. The reason is we stopped moving. In the modern world, we do not exercise enough. Only this environment makes this great talent look like a system bug. Chapter 3: Boost Memory and Recover from Fatigue. Language learners want memory. Also, learning a language changes your brain. This is hard work for the brain. It causes fatigue, tiredness. Sleep is not enough. You need to recover. Exercise helps recovery. First, let's talk about memory. You forget new words. This is not because of age. It is because the hippocampus, the memory tank, shrinks. It gets smaller if you don't use it. Before, people thought adult brain cells do not increase. Science says this is wrong. Your brain makes new cells now. There is a magic fertilizer for this. It is called BDNF. BDNF repairs brain damage. It makes new cells. It is the main actor for memory and recovery. Professor Kirk Erickson at the University of Pittsburgh did a famous experiment. He studied 120 people over 60 years old. Group A did fast walking for 1 year. They breathed hard. Group B did only stretching. Usually, the hippocampus shrinks 1% every year. Group B's hippocampus shrank. But Group A, their hippocampus grew by 2%. This means the brain became 2 years younger. The capacity for memory increased. BDNF comes from blood flow. You must raise your heart rate. Muscle training is not enough. You must walk fast or run. How do we use this for studying? Here are 2 strongest learning methods. Method 1, memorize immediately after exercise. An experiment with healthy young people showed this. The group that memorized after exercise was 20% better. The brain is full of BDNF and dopamine. It absorbs information like a sponge. Study at this time. Method 2, memorize while moving. German research shows this. Walking or cycling while learning is better than sitting. Why? In the past, important info, water, enemies, came while moving. The brain thinks, we are moving. This information is important. It saves it to long-term memory. Read aloud while walking. Listen to audio while cycling. This fits the brain's design. Maybe you worry about the future. My family has dementia. My memory will get bad. Genetics are real. There is a gene called APOE4. About 1 in 3 or 4 people have it. It increases the risk of Alzheimer's disease a lot. It is a bad gene. But there is hope. The Karolinska Institute in Sweden found something amazing. They studied people with this gene. People who did not exercise got dementia often. But people who did exercise, their risk was low. It was the same as people without the gene. This is a shock. Exercise can cancel the bad gene. You cannot change your DNA, but you can change the switch. It depends on your feet. Exercise protects your brain now and in 10 or 20 years. Chapter 4: High IQ and Grammar Brain. Exercise helps you understand grammar and long texts. This is brain power. A huge study in Sweden checked 1.2 million men. It showed a clear result. Men with high stamina, heart and lung power, had high IQs. Muscle strength was not related. Running ability matched thinking ability. There is an interesting column. If you want children to learn a language, let them exercise. Learning grammar is like learning to ride a bike. It uses procedural memory. Research shows kids with good rhythm and movement learn grammar fast. The brain uses the same network for speaking and moving. If you are stuck on grammar, close the book. Dance, play with a ball, move your body. This might open the path in your brain. Chapter 5. Exercise Manual for Learning. Now, let's make a plan. Here is the brain prescription for you. 1. If you want to stop stress or anxiety. If stress stops your study, use this. Type running, swimming, cycling, aerobic exercise. Muscle training is okay, but raising the heart rate is better. Time, 30 to 45 minutes. Not too short, not too long. Frequency, 2 to 3 times a week. Rest days are important. Intensity, medium to high. Breathe hard, sweat, 70 to 80% of max heart rate. Duration, at least 4 weeks. The brain needs time to change structure. 2. If you want focus. If you want to study hard right now. Timing, just before you study, ideally in the morning. Time, 30 minutes. Even a few minutes helps. Intensity, medium, jogging or fast walking. If it is too hard, you get sleepy. Effect, lasts 1 hour to a few hours. 3. If you want memory, to remember words well. Timing, before studying or while moving. Type, aerobic exercise. Complex movement is also good. Intensity, raise your heart rate. You need BDNF. Note, do not study during very hard exercise. Blood goes to the muscles, not the brain. Study after hard exercise or during light exercise. 4. If you want ideas, creativity. Type, walking or slow jogging. Intensity, low. This is important. If it is too hard, the brain uses energy for the body. You need to relax. Place, anywhere, outside or a treadmill. 5. If you want to stop aging or dementia. To keep your brain healthy for a long time. Type, walk every day. Amount, 150 minutes a week total. For example, 30 minutes 5 times a week. High heart rate is better. Daily life. Use stairs. Clean the house. Reduce sitting time. This is called NEAT. 6. For children. Rule. Raise the heart rate. Sports, tag, climbing, anything. Policy. Do not force them. It must be fun. For the brain, running in the playground is better than sitting at a desk.